All right, we're live and we're waiting on Stacey. But hey, I wanted you to get this. There's a lot going on these wildfires. I'm getting stories. I talked to yesterday, Andrew Ortwine, and a guy that wanted to remain anonymous. They said the smoke smells like plastic and it is sticking to their glasses. Something is definitely not right. Wildfires don't smell like plastic. So I want you to hear what this guy's saying. And it's gone. Okay, so we'll scratch that idea. Anyway, he was just saying how it was sticking to his glasses and he's having trouble getting it off. It smells like plastic. We've got phone calls and Stacey's on her way. I'm glad. It's 2 in a row. Have a seat.
Good morning.
And hey guys, let me know what you thought and how I could make the creek videos better. They're always low viewed, and I'm not sure if we don't get in the news fast enough or what actually the deal is. You know, should I X out, not do the creek ride or what? We do have some coffee to give away. We're probably going to give away maybe 2 or 3 or 4 at a time because shipping is eating us up. It's like $10 to ship this. I don't know what's going on with that. So, but I do want to make sure you guys get it because it is excellent coffee. I put a link in here. I'll pin it to the top. And I also have a link for an air purifier. An air purifier is one of the things that I overlooked. I had no idea that air quality was going to be such a problem. So I'm going to pin it right now. That way you guys can check out the coffee, and in a minute I'll check out the air purifier. I'll link it as well. Once you get into the first, read the scripture for today.
Hi, good morning, you guys. Sorry, I showed up a little bit late. I'm trying to run around scrambling, get everything done this morning. So just heads up, next Saturday, we will not be doing Coffee with Chris and Stacy. We're actually going to be hopefully hiking a mountain and maybe crossing creeks, and I'm going to spend time with Chris. So next Saturday, we will not be here. Yeah, so a couple things real quick. Because Chris said we want to give away some silver today, so you guys were giving away 4 ounces. Thanks, you guys, to an awesome subscriber, Daniel. He so generously called yesterday, and he said because of July 4th is coming up, he wants to give at least 2 to vets. So we're going to try to figure out a way to give 2 to the vets today, and then 2 to just random whoever wins. So throughout this whole live stream, we're going to give away 4 ounces of silver and some coffee, and we're going to be talking about everything that's going on. So it's going to be super busy. So hopefully we can keep up. But yeah. 4th of July is here. Also, just so you guys know, Red Peel is coming up in August. You guys have been reaching out to me about the Des Moines, Iowa. You guys check it out. We will be there. Our tickets are bought. Our hotel is reserved. Then we're headed to Vegas after that for the Silver Symposium. Chris is definitely going. We're trying to figure out if it's best if I go or stay home and take care of business. We're still working on that. But anyway, and you guys also check us out on Twitter. All this stuff that we talk about. And there's so many. And once again, I'm speaking way too fast.
It's okay.
But all this stuff that we talk about, and I don't have the time sometimes when Chris and we try to do these videos to share everything that's going on because it's happening so fast, it seems like these days. You guys get on Twitter, get on Discord. We back up all of our videos on Rumble and Odyssey. So we're doing our best to get the information out there. And somebody said about sharing some good news. So we're going to try really hard to bring good news every time that we speak. Actually was just talking to Chris about that. And I want to open up this thing. So thanks to Mr. Claude, he sends me a scripture, or Mr. Al, actually, I call him, a scripture every morning, and I absolutely love it. And I actually love Proverbs. So we're going to start this out. He sent it to me. This is Proverbs 19, 15, and 16. And it says, laziness cast into a deep sleep. An idle man will suffer hunger. You guys, that's true. But he who keeps the commandments keeps his soul. But he who is careless of conduct will die. So that's our scripture.
Those that don't work shouldn't eat. I quit. Every time I go to a big city, there's always some bombs hitting you up trying to get food. And the last time that happened, I bought the man some food because I don't want to see anybody go hungry, but I did ask for him to sit down with me and eat it. And that way I could talk to him and uh, just try to help the man, really help him, teach him how to fish. You know what I mean? And as soon as he got his food, he said, "No, I got to go." And I was like, "Well, wait a minute." And he went over to the corner and he picked up 5 other bags of food. He had scammed at least 5 other people before I got there. So I quit giving because hunger is the ultimate motivator. That is how you get people to go to work. When they're hungry, they will do just about anything. So
put that down there because I want to keep seeing. I really would like to see the comments. I'm so bad about missing the comments. Just so you know, after we do the live stream, I do go back and I read every comment and listen to what you guys have to say. Go ahead.
No, she goes back and listens to the whole video. I'm like, Stacey, we have other things to do than listen to ourselves talk. Well, she's like, I'm not doing that. I'm going through the comments. So if you have something that you of importance, you can leave it in here and we're going to see it.
Yeah. So I put ourselves on mute or do the volume down, and I just go through and I read the comments because you guys have such valuable information. You call in. Well, matter of fact is, let me just, before we go any further, I just want to tell what someone just actually wrote in. You guys give such valuable information. You tell us what's actually happening, just like Chris was saying about the guy with the smoke. We've had 2 or 3 people that have called in.
Yeah, I've got that pulled up if you want to.
But we were talking about boots on the ground as far as, and I know that's a guy that has a channel on that, so we're not trying to take away from his saying. But someone wrote in and they said, I was at, and thanks, Robert, by the way, you and Miss Peggy. I was at a tire store yesterday with my dad and watched an unmarked bus unload close to 50 passengers of non-American. Well, they said, quote, non-American, but they were obviously, they were not from here. Many of them got into plain white vans, very nice suitcases and bags they put on top of the vans. They had new phones that looked like they were looking at their phones while transitioning between vehicles. He said, I'm still trying to wrap my head around these people have better technology and baggage than I have, and they are new to America, obviously. He goes, I know this has happened for several weeks, but I guess it's seeing it there right in front of them. And he said, I work at this. He said, over the last years, I work and I shop in this town very, very regularly. So we've talked about this. This is happening more and more. We talked about what happened to his helper, Jose. This is becoming, but I love hearing from you guys.
Absolutely. Now, I want to play a little bit of this is what the beekeeper thinks is going on with the smoke and why it smells like plastic. And it does make sense. Check this out.
Beekeeper here. You guys know you're breathing poison right now, right? I walked out of my house this morning and I smelled burning plastic. So I got on the Google right away and I looked, where is this plastic fire? Well, there was no gigantic plastic fire. What we are smelling is the smoke from northern Ontario and northern Quebec, the forest fires. Now, what is happening? That wood smoke is going up into the atmosphere and it's mixing with water. Ultraviolet radiation from the sun is causing chemical processes to turn it into formaldehyde and benzene. Yes, I said formaldehyde. We all know what they use that for. And benzene causes cancer at 4 parts per billion. I typically like to make TikTok.
All right, guys. So there's more to the story here. I just can't help but think there's got to be. And I looked around and people with asthma, COPD, cardiovascular disease, congestive heart failure, it doesn't matter who you are. You need to, if you're smelling that and you're starting to feel sick, somebody in the comments just said they're feeling sick. You might ought to get inside and put a filter, some type of, if you've got a good air filter on your air conditioner, that might be good enough. I would suggest some type of filter like we used to
Purification,
have.
Air
purifier. And I've actually got a link for one. I'll put it up in a minute. I'm not telling you to buy that one. I just think it's important because they're like $100. And I was always shocked at the stuff that it got out of the air. It reminded me of a precipitator. How we used to build them on, it was after Clinton's Clean Air Act. And in these power plants, they had a way to run the ash that was already supposed to be cleaned through this precipitator, and it would actually stick. And it's the same thing it does in your house. And it is amazing the black stuff that it gets out of the
Yes.
air.
We actually had it in our bedroom, and we used it up to it like stopped working. We need to get
And
another one. Actually.
I'm going to. That's the thing. I never thought having clean air was going to be an issue. I thought, clean water, plenty of food, home protection. Another thing that I've been pushing really hard lately, considering 33,000 Russians have crossed the border in 7 months. We've got people coming over here with brand new suitcases and brand new phones that the community members are seeing. This is nutty. It's all fake. And now there's fires and all this stuff going on. It's like, what? And they all started at the same time. I mean, this is, we're getting ready. This is all for the unraveling to create and help the Great Reset. I mean, this is coming. This is on the way, and this is all part of it.
Well, I'll read you an article in just a minute where Janet Yellen has just come out and talked about the dollar. But speaking of that, we're everything's just they're warning us, and when they warn us, we know then it's already past a certain point. But Chris just mentioned right there about two things I want to hit on. He said one about home protection. You guys hit us up if you don't have anyone that you can purchase from. We have a person that you can purchase from, Luke. He's Chris's really good friend. I'm telling you, he's a great guy. I trust him. And we don't say that lightly. So if you're interested and you have no place to get any of that kind of items,
or you want a better deal, that's my goal in all this with precious metals, with home protection. Yes, we do sell precious, but I don't sell home protection.
No.
But Luke does. I'm not getting paid to talk about it.
We just want you to have
literally
access.
Want you to be able to defend yourself. I want to be able for you to know you'll have exactly what you need to either, hold off one or two people or possibly a small army, whatever you think is necessary. So just put that in your mind. I really want to see people.
Well, if you would like that information, let me know. That's my cell phone back there. And last time it was flipped. So hopefully this time we're not flipped on the screen, but it's 318-564-5823. I will get you his information. Also, if you are interested in silver and precious metals, we do sell them through Miles Franklin, and I will be happy. Some people you just call and you say, hey, what's the price? Don't mind at all.
Is that number inverted? I think I fixed it. Let me know if the numbers looks right.
Yeah, they said last time we were flipped. But yeah, no, Janet Yellen. Oh, one more thing, what you said when Chris was talking about that.
It is correct.
Oh, good.
All right. Thanks, Neil. And thank you for all the moderators. You guys are awesome. You do a great job of sorting the wheat from the chaff. If you'll notice, people that aren't here to help, they're not here anymore. We have the authority to hide user from channel, and I use it. I wish I could use it in real life.
Chris was just talking about that climate thing, and you guys tell me what you think about this. But when Chris we were reading all the different people that are calling in and saying what's going on with the fires and the smoke, and they're saying, oh, they're in New York, they're handing out masks, they're saying stay indoors. I told Chris, I'm like, there you go. There is going to be another climate lockdown. Well, you said climate. I said there's another lockdown. They're going to say it in the name. I don't know. What do you think? We're talking about the lockdown.
This could be the first. This is,
You said climate.
Yeah, when I first saw it and I was consuming all the information around the wildfires, this could be the first climate lockdown. You could, the government can say, hey, stay inside again. It's too bad to come outside. I just heard it on the news earlier. If you want to exercise, you better go to a gym. Don't do it outside. You're just consuming more of the bad air, from the fires that all started at the same time.
Yeah.
That's burned up millions of acres.
Yep.
I mean, and it's not, most of the time it's not this time of year either. So they're really trying to push this climate change, whatever. It's on and on. Red flag. As soon as you hear that word,
all right,
know it.
So we've got so much to give away. So let's start out with one piece of silver. Let's go ahead and do that. But
all right, let's do it.
Yeah. I'm going to give you a little bit of trivia about some 4th of July. We have 4th of July coming up, which is this coming Tuesday, 4th of July. And I want you guys to win the piece of silver. We're going to make it fun. I need you guys to put in there #, what year that Congress made July 4th a federal holiday. Not when it was a paid holiday for federal employees, not when it became a worldwide celebration. It's when actually Congress made July 4th a federal holiday. Do # the year, and then we're going to pick the first silver winner.
Okay.
Yeah, it'll be fun. And I know the date. It's right here. And then I'm going to tell you some more interesting facts a little bit about July the 4th.
The first one that puts it up there?
or whoever you want to do it. Yeah, that'd be a good idea. The first one that puts the correct date. I've got it. I'm sitting here looking at it right now. So I'll tell you why you guys do that. Oh, there we go. First one right there. Rob tomorrow. That's it. Rob
tomorrow.
1870. That's exactly right.
All right, Rob. Text that number. Just there's no strings attached.
Nope.
I'm gonna pay for the shipping.
Yep.
I'm not doing that. But please like the video, guys. If you like this kind of content, we got 236 people on here. We're trying to bring as much value as possible. So please hit the like button and subscribe if you haven't. And if you have subscribed, make sure you're still subscribed, because people like Side Hustle Survivalist Buzz got a YouTube channel. He's been unsubscribed 3 times. Yep. And I know he watches my videos. It's ridiculous. This is an uphill battle. But thank you and congratulations.
Speaking of silver and all that, I want to talk about silver just real quick, and then we're going to go on to whatever else you want to talk about, because we got so much I know to cover. So silver right now is because we sell it, so obviously I keep kind of listen to it and I keep watching what's happening. Silver supply is facing pressure as far as the amount of silver in the supply, because solar energy is attracting so much interest. Because we're giving subsidies away for solar panels. We're doing all this, and they are saying that solar energy demand is playing a role in silver's future, both in the short and long term. So they're anticipating that silver is going to go up. Now, I read an article the other day where they're anticipating gold could possibly go down before it spikes. There's both ends of the spectrum. I watch it every day to try to kind of see what's going on. But the solar panel system and industry is really catching a lot of people's attention when it comes to silver. So you guys just keep an eye on that.
237 million ounce market deficit in 2022. Of silver, and now we're starting to see retail investors hoard and pile into it. I'm so happy to see it too. They're getting into hard money because people like me and others and you guys are telling others about real money and not currency. It happens through history. It happens. The currencies fail. People run back to gold and silver, and then they come up with the next pain in the butt thing, and then we start all over again. So it just makes sense. Hedge your wealth, protect it with precious metals.
Speaking of that and talking about the dollar and all that kind of stuff, this just came out. Even Janet Yellen has, quote, stated, America should anticipate a decline in the U.S. dollar as world reserve currencies are they're wanting to go around the U.S. dollar. It has actually gone down. And you guys, you can get online and see her quote. It says the U.S. dollar saw an 8% decline in share of global reserves in 2022. That's actually a lot when you look at the big picture. She said, she just gave her quote. She said, I'm giving my 2 cents on this matter. She said, of this so-called de-dollarization during a congressional hearing. She said, no current currency exists that would replace the greenback. Now she's coming out and she's chasing her stance and saying, hey, you guys take a look at this. We're actually having a decline and countries are going around. They said Americans have lost their confidence in the dollar, and they're going on looking at other assets. And I'll get into that a little bit about millennials.
Yeah, we should. And you read this kind of stuff, but then when I go to the banks, because I just read a comment from Giovanni, she said, I educated a lawyer in a suite yesterday. He said, I know laws, not economics. So I'm assuming you were trying to tell him about precious metals. When we went to the bank, hey, what do you think about the CBDCs? And they were like, huh?
Deer in the headlights.
But bank presidents, it's so weird. The people that should know don't. So, I mean, I'm glad to see the people that make the world go round. You guys in the comments, and people that actually do stuff and produce things for a living, know what's up. It will be the biggest wealth transfer in history to the people that deserve it the most, and it's really exciting, albeit, it's going to be really bad as well. So we'll see.
Well, they're talking about a lot of millennials. They're saying they have lost the faith in the dollar. They've come out with studies on this. And so they were like asking them, they did a poll. They're like, well, what are you like gravitating toward? Like what instead of the dollar? And precious metals did come up. But I thought here was the top 3 things they were looking at. They were looking at real estate, residential and commercial, which commercial right now is a little bit on the iffy side. And then they were looking at precious arts, which Chris and I are fine arts. We've talked about that. There's actually companies right now that you can buy a piece of it, which we kind of did a little bit of research on that. And it's a little bit iffy on maybe some of that.
Yeah. Who's those art peddlers you see on everybody's YouTube channel? Somebody name it. I can't think of it.
Anyway, and they're looking at wine. That is the 3 things that the millennials said that they are investing in. So.
Who's the art? Somebody put that in the comments. What do they call it? I cannot remember.
It's an art dealer that actually holds I forget what it is, but they actually contacted us about actually doing a promotion for them, and we said no because
After I looked in the fine print,
yeah,
it was another scam.
Yeah,
there's scams all over the place, but art does hold value. You know, it's just not my thing. I wouldn't know good art from bad art, so that's the same reason we don't do numismatics too much, because I'm not a professional coin guy. I just know a commodity that people run to, and it doesn't matter too much what it says. If they had silver blanks, I would buy those. You need a way to, you know, silver eagles have their place too. You know what you got when you hold your hand. But anyway, a little abstract there.
Well, also on real quick, somebody actually reached out to me, and if you guys are measuring your precious metals, Mr. Charles, I learned something thanks to him this week. And actually, I want to give a shout out to him, Miss Pam. They're having I think it's the 38 years they're married, July the 3rd. I think that's right. I think I wrote that down right. But you guys taught me something this week. So you guys got a machine that measures gold. And you guys, if you ever do that, sometimes on the name, the maples are measured different. The eagles are measured different when it comes to gold. The eagles, they actually put stuff in them to make them more durable. So you guys just remember that if you guys ever do take it to a coin shop and you ever do get it measured. That's just a little side note. But
that's interesting.
Yeah, and so
durability.
Durability. They did it for the silver and the gold. So if you ever take a silver or a gold eagle and you put it next to the next one, the maple is one of the finest, and it's actually smaller. It's just a little bit of interesting tidbits. Speaking of interesting tidbits, let's give another away a piece of silver.
Right,
and I'm going to give you. All right,
this is going to be to a vet.
I would like this one to be to a vet. So if you're a veteran, how do you want to do it?
Let me know where you served.
Hashtag
and
what?
Hold the comments just for a minute. And let me get my vets putting hashtag silver veteran. Hashtag silver veteran.
There you go. I like it.
And I want to give Kevin the Weed Man, U.S. Navy. I'm going to call you out as you put them up there.
So can I give a little history while you're doing that real quick?
Yeah, go ahead.
So here's a history. And this to me was funny. John Adams did not believe that it should be on the 4th of July. He did not believe we should celebrate it. He thought it should be on July the 2nd. And so for his whole entire life, he refused to go to any event that had anything to do on the 4th of July. He protested it. He wouldn't go to the events. Ironically enough, though, he and Thomas Jefferson both died on July the 4th, 1826. And that was the 50th anniversary of the adoption.
Larry White. Sousa. Paul,
I shouldn't have been talking there.
Jake Customs Parts. JB. Jerry Brock. Man, we got a lot of vets. You guys are awesome.
All right, you want to pick one?
Brent Sousa. We'll give him just a little bit. Okay. And while you're putting those hashtag silver veterans, I often thank people for their service, and I get a lot of negative feedback from that. It's like people hate to hear it, and I don't understand that completely. I never served, but I'm not sure why that is. So a lot of times I don't even say it anymore. No, I don't.
What do you mean you get negative feedback?
Yeah. Thank you for your service. A lot of vets don't want to hear that anymore. They were very strong about it. I was like, whoa, wait a minute. Okay. All right then, bye. You don't know what to say.
Well, I know some of the vets have felt like that they don't feel like they're heroes because
I'm
some
gonna
of their
stop
friends
the silver
have
veterans at Michael.
Right.
I'm gonna go up to the top.
We do appreciate your service. We really do. Without you, we wouldn't be sitting here today and have the opportunity to be still having our freedom of speech. So I'm very thankful. All right.
There's the top.
Turn your head away and pick one. Hit your finger on one.
Sousa, silver veteran.
SUSA.
SUSA.
Right. If you'll text me right there, 318-564-5823, we will get a piece of silver to you.
Piece of silver.
But anyway, I thought that was interesting that John Adams, and actually I put that on the Twitter. And if you guys follow us on Twitter, someone actually said, yeah, that was the correct date. So I need to read into that a little bit and see what was that actually up with the 2nd versus the 4th. But
well,
right,
all right,
we'll get that to you. All right, you want to go on to the next
awesome.
thing? What else
got? 2 more to go.
Yep.
And then we'll give away some coffee next.
Yeah.
All right. No, on my stuff, I had no idea this was going on, and this comes after, they shot down the taxpayers paying off the student loans, which is a no-brainer. Should have never been a thing to begin with.
That's good news, you guys. The Supreme Court actually knocked that down yesterday and said the president doesn't have the right, which he does not, even Nancy Pelosi said it, to say that the loan forgiveness. So I actually applaud that. That's some good news. As taxpayers, we're not going to have to pay everybody's student loans in. So there's some good news.
The Chinese Communist Party, the CCP, is funding universities. Did anybody know that?
Yes. They actually send, there's been articles about that have said Harvard, different things like they're funding certain, actually even within that university, they're funding certain departments.
Classrooms are currently in more than 500 elementary, middle, and high schools. This is Confucius Institutes.
Wait, they're funding high schools? I knew colleges.
Okay, so Chinese Communist Party threat to American universities. One, Confucius Institute, CI, can stifle academic freedom and censor political debate. In the last 15 years, the Chinese government has opened up more than 100 CLs in the United States. Confucius classrooms are currently in more than 500 elementary, middle, and high schools in the United States. The FBI has stated that CLs are ultimately beholden to the Chinese government. Funding can include conditions that limit a school's autonomy by censoring political debate and preventing discussion on certain topics. So,
whoa, stop a minute. 500? Read that again. So they're in more than 500 elementary, middle, and high schools. I did not know that. I knew they were generously donated to universities, but our high schools and elementary, I didn't know that.
Some CL contracts with U.S. universities forbid activities that violate Chinese law and require the contract to remain confidential. So it's also a secret. Limiting effective oversight. Chinese talent programs threaten universities through theft of intellectual property. We know that's been going on forever. The 1,000 Talent plan recruits thousands of Chinese researchers and scientists to focus on cutting-edge technology in foreign universities. So I had no idea. There's a lot more of this. I might do a complete story on this. I just want to bring that up because, I didn't go to college. You guys know that. Actually did for 3 days. I drug up. This ain't for me, people. She's like, "Are you sure?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm real sure." But I went straight to a trade, and I did very well in a trade. But if you're going to, encourage, because they always encourage the wrong thing, people to go to school or to go to college for a do-nothing degree, because there's a lot of them out there. I'm not trying to get on anybody that's got a bachelor's of underwater basket weaving or any other type of diploma. That's fine. I just know the times are changing, and that might not be the way to go. You might need to actually build something. We need producers, I think. It's not the same for everybody, but for somebody like me, it was the way to go, and it really helped. But you're talking people out of that. And then as soon as they go to university, some kids never come back the same. They go to college, and when they come back, they got so open-minded, their brains fell out. And it's like, wait, I don't even know you. What happened?
True.
So it's an indoctrination camp that they go to for 4 years or 6 years or whatever. And then they come back, and here we are. Chinese is on that too. So I just thought you ought to know that.
No, it is true. I did not know that about the high schools and elementary. I've known for years about the colleges. And what Chris said is very interesting. A lot of that stuff that they do contribute, once again, it cannot be disclosed in the fine print. Seems like with China, everything they touch, including when they try to purchase our lands over here, and we touched on that some yesterday when we were out in the boat, it seems like everything they touch, it has to be secret. It has to be, all these loans they're given to other countries, it has to be secret. You cannot disclose the terms. When it comes to universities, that's one of the things also. It has to be secret. You can't disclose the terms. And so you never know what the fine print is on some of these stuff. So, but the fact that they're in our schools, that's pretty dang scary. I did not know about our elementary and middle school and high schools. So let's give away, because we're 30 minutes into it. So let's give away some coffee.
All right, let's do that. But first, we've got a super chat from Rick Enfield. Take a 20-inch box fan and duct tape a 20 by 20 by 4 inch air filter to the intake side and replace as needed.
Oh, that would be a good idea. See if it
You
would-
could probably use a really, really good filter too. You know, they've got some that really get all the small stuff out. So that's a great idea. And you could actually scale that up. You could use a bigger air filter. You could really, but you could put that nice air filter in your air conditioner too. You know, you could do that. I just know our air filter on our air conditioner wasn't catching the crap that was on our air purifier.
Well, we're in and out a lot. Our door stays open. It's a traffic. Let's give away some coffee.
All right, let's do it. Hoosier Warrior Coffee. This is jet fuel. We're going to give away, you want to do 3?
Let's do 3. Yeah.
All right,
We'll
we're going to do
pick
3. 1 jet fuel, 1 motivation, and 1
We'll I'll just pick random.
Random basket of really, really nice Hoosier
guys,
Warrior
we
coffee
are-
that's also owned by veterans. So that's awesome.
That's actually really good. It's owned by veterans. 4th of July coming up. I love it.
All right, so just put hashtag coffee for the next couple of minutes as we talk, and we're going to give that away as well.
Well, while you guys are doing hashtag coffee, can I hit on another article I want to talk about?
Yes.
All right. So the other day I posted on Twitter, which again, I reiterate, follow us on Twitter because that's where I can keep up with you guys and tell you kind of what's going on. Michigan brought up a bill that they were going to pass. If you use the wrong pronoun, that you were going to have it was going to be a felony, a fine up to like 5 years in prison and 10,000 in fines. I'm like, there is no way this is going to pass. But I posted it and I said, hey, you guys, this is up in Michigan. Michigan is a mess right now. They're selling property to China. They're just a hot mess. Their governor is right now.
Yeah, he's sold out for China.
And it's a woman in Michigan.
Her.
Yeah, her.
So, I don't know what her pronoun is. Actually.
Yeah, that's true.
You can't do that in Michigan.
You guys,
get fined $10,000.
They passed it. They actually passed it. The House passed a bill, and it quotes. It says they will make using the wrong pronoun a felony. It's up to 5 years, I think, in prison, 10,000 in fines, and it's cause if you're a quote, and this is what it said when I did the other article. If you're intimidating an individual regarding their gender identity, who's going to say what that means? I mean,
I'm going to have some shirts made called "I don't use gender pronouns." How about that? Would anybody buy that? I'm going to start. Well, we mentioned merch the other day, and I think people thought I was going to put financial prepper across the front of it. It's not going to have anything to do with me. It's going to have to do with stuff we all believe
and the
in.
fringe.
You know, the fringe community, the Turdo was talking about. We are the fringe.
Yep.
We are the people that aren't going to put up with their crap. And, you know, we might live outside their society, especially if it takes a mark to participate in. So we're the fringe, whether we like it or not. But I got some negative comments about the fringe too, because that's some type of weird movie. I didn't know anything about it. I don't watch horror movies or anything demonic for that matter.
Well, while people are still doing the coffee, I want to hit up on 2 more articles real quick, and they kind of go side by side, and then we'll pick the coffee.
Yeah, okay. We got a ton of coffees.
That's
here.
okay. We got 3 to pick from. We got 3, so we're good. All
Okay.
right. So real quick, too, this is about shipping and what has to do with your mail, what has to do with everything that's being shipped and everything that you're ordering and online and stuff like this. 2 things, real quick. One, you've got the yellow shipping industry company, which you guys all see with the big trucks that have the big yellow emblem on the side. They are at risk of bankruptcy, you guys. It's another company we've been talking about. Bankruptcy is becoming an issue for a lot of these companies, but this will affect the trucking industry, shipment, all this kind of stuff. They have even come out and said, well, they filed a lawsuit, 137 million lawsuit against the union because they're having issues. They've also said, hey, can we put a hold on contributing to the pension funds? So if you're at yellow right now, this company, they're asking, hey, we can't even contribute to your pension right now. We're out of money. We can't contribute. We need that cash to hold on to right now just to even operate. So they're anticipating that they're going to file for bankruptcy. So just keep your eye on them. If you do business with them or know anything about them.
Go ahead. Real quick, guys, do me a quick favor and exit the live chat and hit the thumbs up. That would help me out a lot. And
it helps the algorithms.
We've actually had 2 checks come up missing.
Yes.
That had been taken out of the envelope and then taped back up. What is going on? It's crazy.
I want to hit on that. So the United States Postal Service has come out. And the first time they came out, I was like, okay, maybe just one article, but no, this is article after article after article, including in Wisconsin and several different other Springfield Police Department warns. All these United States Postal Services, they're actually, when they're delivering the mail, they're actually getting robbed, you guys. They're even telling you, do not, if you're mailing a check, do not put it into, you know how they have the things on the side of the road where you just drop off the checks and they can pick them up 2 or 3 times a day. They're saying take it straight to the United States Postal Service. They're even telling you how to package it to make sure that it doesn't look like that it's a check and something. They're saying if you mail to a utility company, they're obviously going to know it's a check because of where it's addressed to. So you've got the United States Postal Service that is coming out saying, be careful of how you do this. So that's another. So how do you pay? You guys ask me all the time when you're buying precious metals, well, how do I pay then? You guys, ACH. If you can do ACH, that's probably the safest way to do it. I tell people all the time that. I'm like, do ACH. You can dispute it. If possible, that you can do it. I know people don't like to do it because then you say, oh, well, it's tracked online. Well, yeah, but it's better than getting a check lost in the mail. We had someone, as Chris was saying, sent us a $3,000 check in the mail. Never came, never arrived. We called the guy. We're like, hey, the check never came. It finally came. It was a month and a half later.
It was at least a month and a half. Let me give this coffee away.
Oh, sure.
All right.
I'm going to be quiet.
Scroll up to the top and then scroll back down. I'm going to put somebody's.
Pick right. 3.
3.
Pick 3 different people.
John DeParer.
All right. You got some coffee. Text me. I'll get it to you this week.
John DeParer.
All right. Scroll and do another one.
We're going to do 3.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to do. I thought we were going to do 3 to 1.
We can do whatever you want.
Cut down on shipping.
Oh, you want to give him 3? Yeah, I can do that. It's still the same. Still going to cost the same. It's
well, and it costs the same. Yeah, let's give 3 away. All right.
It's by the weight.
Ready? We go all the way down.
And then we have 2 more silver to give away. Mike
A, text that number. Yep. We have 1 more. Sandra Fish.
Text that number.
Good job, guys. Thank you for participating. I hope you enjoyed the coffee because I think it is awesome.
I'm drinking it now.
Literally. I'm not very good at selling stuff that I don't believe in. You'll notice, especially when I'm talking about these mining companies that I get paid to talk about, I don't really push them too hard because I don't want people to get into things that too heavy. They're very speculative. I just want to put that out there. But they do pay, and they could have the best mine in the world and nobody know about it, So do your due diligence on anything. I got one coming up on the 9th, I think. So it is a good company, but do yourself a favor and don't go too far in.
Yeah. Well, it's just a way that it gives us some money to do research for you guys. That we can actually, all right, want to go on to the next one? What else I got?
Yep. Keep on going.
So we are joining, as you guys know, I have all these highlights that I'm going to try to hit as fast as I can. We're rejoining the United States and I do not know how to pronounce this correctly, but it's the UNESCO, and it stands for, let me pull it up. It's the United Nations Educational, Scientific, and Cultural Organization. So we actually left this organization during the Trump administration because he claimed that it was biased against Israel. You can take this for what you want, whether you like it, you don't, whether you believe in it. But we have asked to join it again. They did approve it the other day, and they said that the United States needs to be a voice in this particular area, which I kind of have to agree with. But here's the interesting key. Everyone in this particular organization said, yes, United States, you guys come back on board. Would love to have you, except for China, Russia, and Syria. They voted against us joining back into this organization. So I thought that was a little bit interesting with what's all going on in the world right now. So another little bit of a highlight that doesn't really hit the news, but it happened. All right.
What do you got next? I want to talk about the Airbnb debacle.
Yeah, let's go on to that. We can talk about real estate. We talk about people slashing jobs.
It's finally happening, guys. The bellwether of the Airbnbs, it has shot up. I mean, they're starting to really show signs. They're starting to compete with hotels, and they're competing back and forth. So it might be an opportunity to buy, and maybe not right now, but just watch it. Many Airbnb owners will soon be forced to sell their properties, resulting in a housing bust that could be on par with 2008 subprime crisis in some cities. So, Airbnb operators in some cities are facing a 50% decline. So, they're already in the red. You know, I know that's why we got out of our rental properties, because I think we could have missed 1.5 months rent, from or one, like from a couple of houses. If we missed rent from 2 of them, we would be breaking even, kind of in the red situation. So we, got out a little bit and looking for that spot to get back in. Mm-hmm. So this is exciting for people that have been paying attention and watching. And I know some young guys that they're about to learn those good old fashioned lessons. I could be wrong. I could be absolutely wrong, but they're starting Airbnbs as they're, falling off. So be careful, but we're looking for some deals in the future. And this is where it starts. People are cutting their discretionary spending. They're going to cut travel. They're going to cut a lot of things. And we knew this was coming. It's like we've been talking about it. And I was always getting stuff in the comments. It's not going down. Housing only goes up forever. There is no housing crash. You're a fearmonger. Well, what does that mean exactly? What's happening in the housing market now? Yes, it's a little different. We always say it's different because it is. But according to the real estate. But anyway, let me know what you guys think about real estate. Is it going to be 1 or 2 years, maybe even 3? It's always longer than what I think. It's the slowest moving asset. But it's exciting. And we're going to be coming out with a course on how we got into rental properties with no money, none of our money. And it was a home run. We actually made money when we signed the closing papers. It was incredible. And I would love to share that information. But there's going to be several other things that I was not able to do them because there wasn't the deals like there was in 2008. But those deals are coming back, some of them. So everything's always changing on these deals. I think the foreclosure market's going to be a little bit different this time, and we're going to be able to pick up some of those steals, pennies on the dollar, 20, 30 cents on the dollar maybe. So it's going to be really exciting because that's exactly what I plan on doing as soon as possible. I cannot wait to get buying rental properties. It's a lot of fun. Might even start a real estate channel. I enjoy it a lot.
I want to get into that just real quick because I'd like to know your opinion if you would like to hear from us, because that will be a paid course. We will be asked for payment on that one because that does take a lot of work, and that is a lot of information that we've learned. But I want to talk about that for a second, and because millennials are getting into that, and I want to talk about George Soros for a minute. Before we do that, let's give away another piece of silver. We've got 2 more still to give away.
Okay, is this going to a vet?
It's going to a vet.
All right, guys, you veterans, get in here one more time. Hit the like button for me, if you don't mind. And please put hashtag, if you're a vet, hashtag silver vet. We'll do the same hashtag. I'm going to go to the very first hashtag silver vet, and then I'm going to go down to the bottom when we shut it off. And you can put it in there as many times as you would like. All right?
No, because we appreciate your service. And we actually have a nephew right now that is in the Marines. And I'm not actually sure where he is right now, but we're praying for his safety and all you guys that have family members. But I want to talk about real quick while you guys are doing hashtag silver vet. You guys have seen George Soros. I mean, he is, you guys know what he's like. He's with the World Economic, the few, as we call it now, the United Nations. He's with the World Health Organization. He's just in the middle of all of it. His son, which is very interesting, if you guys have been following the news, it's been trending a whole lot lately. His son is a interesting character.
He's got a little sugar in his tank.
He's just been they've kind of been known as kind of the playboy, which is ironic because he wasn't going to apparently inherit, but for some reason now he's inherited. He has inherited his father's however many millions of dollars. He has come out and, quote, said that he is going to be more actively involved in the political arena. He has come out and said, I will do whatever it takes to make sure Trump does not get elected. And if he's so rich, he has come out and the foundation is going to cut 40% of the staff. He is coming out and cutting 40% of his staff is going to lose jobs. And he has taken over his father's. That's a lot.
So I've looked forward to a lot of things in life. And I hope Soros can be reached. It doesn't look like he's going to be. But I look forward to a jetpack, and I still haven't got that. And I'm looking forward to George Soros being in the ground because he's done nothing but be an awful person. And he's like bad grass. What is the deal with these people that just won't go away? It's nuts.
I don't know. But anyway,
now his son's picking up the torch, and we got him to look forward to. So,
well, he's so, if you
and
have someone.
follow the philanthropy.
Yeah.
And you'll know what the next crisis is going to be
and
where.
And not only that, but it's just, we've had lots of layoffs lately. I mean, so they claim that they're doing so well financially. And I'll say one more thing, and then we can pick some silver. But even ESPN, just you guys, if you go look right now, they just laid off a ton of people that have been there for years, very well-known names. They have just laid them off. So, all right, let's pick some silver. And I actually had this silver here.
Got silver for the bets. All right.
All right, silver
we'll
for
go
the
to
bets.
the top. We'll give it away real quick, and we'll get right back into the stories.
No, because we've already been on here 45 minutes. We've got one more silver to give away.
All right, I'm going to go all the way down, all the way up.
Why don't you just go ahead and pick 2 out of this one?
Right here.
Pick 2.
MC. Hashtag silver bet.
I love it.
So
Text
the number. We'll
Let's
get
go ahead and
it
pick
to
one
you.
more out of that. Let's pick another vet.
And another bet.
Yep.
Out of this one.
Yep, out of that one. Stop. Jake, go. No, let's do Jake's Custom Parts. That's what your thumb was on.
Okay.
Jake's Custom Part. There you go.
Jake's Custom Parts.
Yep.
All right, guys. Congratulations.
Yep.
Thank you for your service.
And Daniel, thanks so much for
we wouldn't
providing
be-
the 4 silvers.
Nothing's free, guys. Nothing. And freedom is for sure not free. And I can't imagine storming the beaches of Normandy. I cannot. I can't get there. And I don't think those guys could either. But just, it's amazing to me that people have done that through history. And I really respect that and look up to you guys. So thank you for your service. Hope that's okay to say. It should be.
So I got a little bit more interesting, 2 more interesting things I think I want to hit on. One is, this is just a little interesting. I like facts and figures and stuff like that. Apple has just eclipsed 3 trillion. That's like the biggest company ever for value. They are bigger than France's economy and the India's entire stock market. You guys, they are huge. And if you guys noticed the other day, who did they sit next to the president of India when he came over to visit the president of the United States, which, by the way, doesn't know which way he's walking at this point. All he wants is ice cream.
Man.
They set the president, or they set Tim Cook, I believe, from Apple. They set him right next to the president of India, and they actually made a deal with India. So this is a huge company. They have a lot of power, and well, it's all about technology. And I mean, but anyway, they've reached a milestone. Just a little bit of interesting. Just a fact.
It's just gotten out of whack. You know, the people that are into this tech are going to rule the world. It will legitimately be the 1% that own the AI. Whoever owns the AI and comes out with the smartest computers will control everything, and they will give philanthropy. I'll learn how to say that one day. Philanthropy.
I'm
That's
the one
right.
that
Philanthropy.
usually can't speak.
And that's how they're going to, destroy the rest of the world. And it's just, I hate it.
Interesting that Sam Altman with the OpenAI, the open source or whatever, and Zuckerberg the other day, I think they were it wasn't India. They were in France. Anyway, you obviously created all this chaos with AI. And now they're telling these countries, we want to help you so you can protect yourself and put regulations on these AI. But they're the ones that created this mess. But anyway.
Yeah, so it's the race to space. It's a big race. They could care less, shoot first and ask questions later. That's what they're doing with AI. And it's just a matter of time before it gets out of the bag. It creates itself, which it's already doing. It's already creating itself. It's a big buzzword right now. And like the new thing, you can get rich in AI. But I just don't see it as being good. I want things to go backwards for a little bit.
A really quick one to hit on immigration, as we've talked about. This is all in the news lately when it comes to immigrants and all this kind of stuff. And what's happening? Florida right now is cracking down big time on all the illegal immigrants, all this kind of stuff. You guys can get on there and look. But ironically enough, and why this hit home to me was we just had one of our helpers get pulled over. who doesn't have a license. They can't get a license, but now they get a ticket because they can't get a license and they're driving without a license, but yet they're trying to go to work. So it's just kind of an oxymoron there. But Rhode Island is actually now going to give illegal migrants the authority to drive, and it's a law that they're passing into place, and they're going to give them driving privileges cards, which I think that's kind of some good news. If you're going to be here and you're going to be here illegally and you're going to try to get to work, granted, there's some bad cards and also, but then why not give them a way instead of pulling them over and then you getting a ticket so I don't know, good news, bad news. You guys can tell me what you think. But on that, want to talk about? Go ahead.
I just want to get in the comments and just talk to.
Yeah, and then there's a
members.
couple of things I want to discuss. What's going to red pill Vegas, and we're not going to be here next week, and then we'll.
Yeah, for sure. Let's do that now, guys. If you're able to come to the red pill, I've got a link. You can come through that link. It'll show you who's speaking, and you should just check it out because there's going to be some really good people there. Always is. I always meet people at these functions that are like my friends for life. Yes, I could have spent that money on silver or gold. Yeah, I'm probably going to make about $5 on the affiliate link. I mean, I'm not getting rich off of it, but I'm going regardless. I was going to go anyway, and they reached out to me and
yes, they did.
said, "Hey, use our affiliate link." So it's not me trying to sell tickets. I get a lot of that in the comments. You're encouraging people to spend money and go places. Well, it's important to know people and set up a community, and everything costs money.
Can I say something on that? Just
Yeah.
right there. Okay, you guys say that, but he and I have not taken a vacation together in 10 years. He and I, the last time we took a vacation,
We went somewhere with other people.
You and I, just by ourselves. Instead, we have chosen to go to these events like this. And that's where we choose to spend our money and learn and educate ourselves and meet different people. And J. Edward Griffin's going to be there. And so, yes, we have taken different trips, right? But as far as just you and I saying, let's go off somewhere, that's a decision we've made.
We use these trips as a vacation.
We do. But we learn to learn. Yes.
Yeah. Well, that's me. I don't sit down and watch movies.
Oh.
And I really can't anymore when I know how demonic the people are that are in the movies. TV's getting to where I just want to go. I've been reading my Bible at night in place of watching a stupid movie that I get no value from demonic people in the movie. It's really kind of destroyed the way I look at movies, but that's part of it. It's part of growing. B. Tanner sent $10, said, "Thank you for the information." Man, thank you guys for being here in the comments. The super chats are awesome. Thank you so much. Yeah, it's cool. Now, thanks, B. Tanner. I'll use that $10 for something cool. I don't know what.
Maybe more silver to give away.
Yeah, that'd be good. I had a comment earlier. It talked about Trump. Why doesn't he do something about the CBDCs? Yeah, Jeremy Bolig. Why doesn't Trump speak against CBDCs? I don't think any of them are going to do that. They're all politicians. And if they have two brain cells rubbed together, they know the currency's dying. You don't have to look very far back in history to know that. So what is their other route? How are they going to trade with these other countries? I mean, the SWIFT system is outdated. It's not going to, they know it's dying. Other countries are not using it. They're not even fighting against it now. We used to kill people when they did deals outside of the dollar. Omar Gaddafi and several others, we'd go cut their head off. But now it's too many. It's too many people. We've ripped the world off for too long. Mm-hmm. So I don't think any politician, and even if it's Trump, I know, and I like Trump. I'm not 100% a Trumper, but I really like DeSantis too. But just remember, they're all politicians, and if I'm not going to say they're directly lying, but they're going to bend the truth. They're going to say whatever it takes to get elected, period, full stop. Doesn't matter. Now, just, vote with your money and vote with your conscience and vote on the 10 Commandments if at all possible. Just voting for the lesser evil. But no, none of them are going to do anything about it. Not a chance. We got Let's see.
While you're looking for another
Yeah,
thing,
keep going.
I want to remind you guys. So again, thanks, Mr. Charles, for reminding me to remind you guys one more time, because everybody doesn't see all the videos and the information we put out. If you guys have a bank account sitting there and you do not touch that bank account for 6 months or so, it can go dormant, and the state can actually come in and claim it as funds that are not is what's dormant funds. They can come in and claim it, and we know people that have happened to, and it took them 1.5 years to get that money back. So if there's anybody out there that you have an account sitting there, like we do, and it went dormant and I didn't realize it, that's like maybe a savings account or something like that, you guys just pay attention to that.
Real quick, Francis Cushing says, I'm a mailman. Crime is off the chains. Okay, please fill me in on what is
Thank you.
the crime. Yeah. What's the biggest thing we should know about that? What is exactly happening in a nutshell?
And if we don't see it on the chat right now, I'll try to go back and
we'll
find your comment, or text me or email us. We are doing all information at fpnetworkinfo@gmail. So that's financial prepper. So fpnetworkinfo@gmail.com. And I'm trying to go in there every day, me and Jen, M&J, and we're trying to catch all that you guys provide to us.
Hey, I need to clear. I have, okay, you said that about vacations, us going together, but I have been to some places.
You did.
It wasn't always work.
You did. You for your 40th birthday, you did.
Yeah.
But babe, most of the trips we've been is work.
Yeah, that's true. But I don't ever want to say something that wasn't true.
Okay, that's true. He did. He did get to go on a guy's trip for his 40th birthday. He did. You're right. But most of the trips are work. Really. So, and the other get together is Vegas.
While we're waiting on this comment to come back on exactly what's going on with the mail department, is Vegas September 30 weekend. Mm-hmm. The Silver Symposium. The ticket's like $90, and I know if you're flying, a lot of airports you can get pretty cheap tickets there, and it does cost to stay in Vegas, but you don't have to stay where the event is held. So you could, probably find some cheap food if money's holding you back. But I'm not trying to talk anybody into going. I'm just saying it's always a pleasure to meet everybody, and I look forward to it every time.
He will definitely be there. We're trying to decide if I'm going to go or not. Probably at this point, I think you said maybe I'll probably go.
I think I want you to go. I think you should go if we can. If something doesn't happen to another bank. Last time we tried to go somewhere, it was like
the Silicon Bank passed. I went down and it messed me up. So just a reminder, we will not have coffee next week on Saturday morning, but we'll be back the next week. And I hope you guys have a safe, wonderful 4th of July. And once again, thanks everybody to the veterans. And Daniel, once again, thanks for the 4 ounces that you provided for the giveaway today and the Hoosier coffee.
Daniel, that's awesome. Thank you. That was a great gift to the community.
Nice. Yes, thank you.
All right, so I'm not seeing anything else on the mail.
Well, that's all that I have, and we're at the 1 hour mark.
Okay. Breaking open the banks and mailboxes in neighborhoods or in the post office. Mel Harris in Austin. Thank you, Daniel. Yeah, I agree. Real quick, there's still big problems. It's kind of all eyes on France right now. If you haven't been watching what's going on in France, they're rioting, and they've burnt 2,000 vehicles and looted, and it is nutty what is happening over there. So everybody's kind of drawn over there. So you've got a crowd drawn and looking at that, and you've got a crowd drawn and dealing with the wildfires that smell like plastic, where the air quality is awful. I mean, New York is literally number 1 in air quality in the world. The worst air quality in New York. So you got that going on. So that's a major distraction. We've got the transformers that are into child mutilation. We've got all that going on, So there's still some stuff going on with the farming in the Netherlands. And that's, they per capita, they're like the second biggest agriculture producer on the planet. So this is there is so many black swans flying around. You can just pick one, So just guys, be careful and try to watch. And France has fallen. You're right. And it's, they always make the wrong decisions. Always. I saw Poland. They said they have no terrorist attacks. They have none of this going on. They showed a picture of what's going on in France, and they showed a video of what's going on in Poland. Little kids smelling the flowers, and they're just hanging out, having a good time. And they've accepted zero. They've let zero migrants, Muslim migrants, come in, and they were calling them racist. And they said, you can call them anything you want, but I'm doing what the people want, and that's what I expect from our government. Okay, I'm gonna go on a little rant for just a second at the end of the video, because the government has put the cart in front of the horse. We are there. For some reason, they think it's okay to tell us what to eat. You know, how much your carbon credit. They're all concerned about all these things as they fly around in their private jets. You know, Barack Obama is tweeting, Michelle Obama is tweeting from a yacht about inequality. I mean, it is a joke what's going on. And it's not going to get any better. And they are stirring the pot. And just know we are getting ready to embrace the reset. We are getting ready to go full swing. I mean, 2030 is going to look completely different. We're going to look back on these times and go, I hope we're saying, man, I'm glad we beat that. You know, I hope we say, you know, that could have been a really bad time, but we were able to stand up and do something about it. And this is where it starts in the community, spreading the word, talking. You know, just think if you had, you know, 2,000 channels that got, you know, 10, 15, 20,000 views a day, that we're talking truth. And we're going to have to beat censorship that's coming in all forms, everywhere. They don't want any of that stuff to get out. So this is where it starts. And I get comments every day about, when are you going to do something about it? All you do is talk about it. Okay. Running out in the street with a pitchfork is not the way to do it. I can promise you that. You have to educate the masses and prepare yourself. If you don't prepare yourself, you can't help anybody. If you're the one that needs to be helped, you're a drag. Okay. So start with you and your family, and then worry about the rest. Because we're doing about all we can to stay on this platform. Self-censoring is a real pain in the butt, and I'm sick of it. But, you know, we got to come up with words like few instead of the other way around. And because those are all going to be keywords in the future. I'm telling you, a lot of you know me, and I made a video about the woohoo bat flu. I still call it the woohoo bat flu because it's the Chinese virus. That's the way it is. It was whipped up over there and sent here 100%. I learned that at a red pill, by the way. How much Facebook had to do with it was unbelievable. How it was spread, how it got here. They had it mapped out to a T. You'll learn stuff like that when you go to the red pill. But, you know, that we've got to educate the masses first before we can run out and be that guy. So
people are doing it though, you guys, right now. North Dakota, they just came out. They just shut down a China corn mill. Right now in Michigan, a lady named Brock, she's getting signatures right now, shutting down another thing when it comes to China purchasing stuff. People are doing stuff, and the way you got to do it is just keep pushing this information out there and letting it be known.
Side Hustle Survivalist Bud says also harvest has started in Midwest and production is down by 40%.
Wow.
I'll try to get my grain guy to come back on. He has the biggest grain facility here in North Louisiana, and he's always a wealth of information. He's just hard to get a hold of. He's a busy guy. So we've got that to look forward to. And guys, right here at the end, get some home protection. You can check out Luke. Get your veteran-owned Hoosier Warrior coffee. It's really good. And find a way to purify the air. I have an affiliate link for that too, but I don't care where you get it. Just get something to clean the air. There's no sense because they're not that much, $100, $110. So that's it, guys. Have an awesome day. We'll see you in the next one. Later.